Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Just to Kick It Is a Blessing podcast with your host, Keith Tupac Gatiramu. Just a quick reminder that today's episode is brought to you by The Healthy Hub. So you can check them out online on social media for the amazing ranges of products they have, Today's a very, very, very special episode. I have two amazing guests in studio with me. And without further ado, I will let them introduce themselves. I will start with the guest on my left, then finally go to the one on my right.
Yes, hello guys. My name is Francula Odhiambo, aka Franco, and I'm blessed to be here today. Yes.
I'm Collins Oluoch from Kibera. I'm so humbled to be here today.
All right. Before we get into why you're here and to talk about the amazing organization you started and why you started it, tell us about who's Franco. Tell us a bit. For those who don't know who Franco is, who's Franco?
Most of the times I meditate upon myself on who am I.
I think it's the hardest question to the hardest question to ever be asked.
Still discovering myself, I'll say, because life is a journey and I'm still in that journey of discovering myself slowly by bit, like bit by bit, So Francis Odhiambo was born and raised in Kibera, or born and bred in Kibera. Then growing up, I found myself, I loved dancing, but discovered this while I was going in church. So then I knew I had the dance like as a talent. And ever since I've been dancing, up to now I'm a dance educator. But with that said, I've faced like lots of challenges while growing up. I've been one time been a dropout of school. At some point, I've been like a pastor, a young pastor,
youth pastor.
Youth pastor. At some point, I've been a leader, and still I believe I'm a leader.
Yes.
And that's basically me, and still like exploring this life.
All right. What about you? Tell us about you.
So Collins is, first of all, I'm from Kibera. Was born and raised in Kibera slums. It wasn't easy that way. So my parent told me that I was born in the house in Kibera because of lack of, hospitals, and you understand. Now I'm a dancer. I'm a dance educator. I'm a CPO at Cheza Cheza Dance Organization. If you want to know more about me, you can follow me out Instagram at Liche Macbook. Yes.
Okay. So first of all, before even we get to the organization and everything, how did the two of you meet?
Wow, it's a nice question. Franco, you want to start?
No problem. So I think we've been neighbors for like all the times because like our parents lived in the same area.
First of all, even with the hairstyles and everything, you look like brothers.
No, I think
you look like brothers.
how is it said, like when you stay together so much, then it comes to a point where you start looking alike. So I think that's what's happening in our case.
Two of you,
but for just to differentiate, he's much more tiny lighter than me. I have like the dark skin, but we've been neighbors for so long. We've came from the same area, went to the same school, the same class. We were desk mates. So that's how we've met actually, and we are still on.
Maybe from my experiences, I met Franco a long time ago when I was still in primary school. I was playing football. By that time, Franco was playing football, but we found our talent dancing at a church, Kilimani, Kileleshwa, there. So for me, it wasn't easy, like growing up. I had many friends in the ghetto, you understand, Kibera. Like my bros, this guy, you understand, in the neighborhood, everyone knows him, the bad behaviors. So I was kind of like following the behaviors of my brother, you understand, like sometimes
alikuwa yule msee
ambiwi kitu, unaona. Pia me, I was turning the same way. So I'm so much humbled and proud to have a friend like Franco, at least showing me the other way. Like the way he said, he has the leadership skills in him. I saw it the day we met, like, someone telling you, try do this. At least I know it's not bad doing this. Try do this. I had many friends, by the way, at the mta, but now I can say I have only one friend, Franco. Which it's good. Sometimes drop your friends who are not helping you.
Friendship is not about the quantity, it's about the quality.
It's about the quality. Nice one. So that's my journey with Franco. At least a friend who's showing me at least the way At least a friend who is telling you the truth. Sometimes you're bad. He's telling you do this, and not even him telling me, and again me telling him what you're supposed to do, the plans and everything. So that's how we met with Franco. A long time ago.
It's a vice versa.
It's a vice versa.
It's a vice versa. I want to ask you something.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people who like try to follow their like older brothers and what you're saying about yours, but what made you listen to Franco? How did Franco convince you to?
So what made me listen to Franco is my mom was really crying. Because of my bro, and I was seeing this, like my mom crying every day, don't do this. And later you see my brother was killed. Kibera, the police,
so
because of
that.
He was killed. Then Franco was always there, like telling me, Koliche, this is not the way. Try to look at this other side. We can see the greener pastures, you see? Like he was always like motivating, going to church together. If it's walking, I've paid my own school fees. For me, I've paid my own school fees. So I have a friend, I can go to their house, I eat and go and sleep. See, it's something huge.
Wow.
It's something huge.
That's amazing of you, Franco, man. So now let's get to your organization, Cheza Cheza Dance.
Yes.
Before we even talk about that, that's how I met you. I met you through Cheza Cheza.
Oh, of course,
For those who don't know, Franco and I were at this entrepreneurship program called Africa Yes, which for any entrepreneur listening to this, I highly suggest you go and check it out. But yes, tell us about Cheza Cheza.
So basically Cheza Cheza, I'll put it for people to understand in a clear way. I'll say it's basically his story, my story, trying to make it straight. And just because the challenges he went through, the challenges I went through, the kids back in Kibera are still going through the same challenges. We cannot like take away the challenges. But what we were looking at is knowing of how to navigate through the challenges that you're facing. Knowing like, there's that time you sleep hungry, there's that time you feel like, I really want to steal that phone. But what's the right decision? Because you can decide to steal that phone, or you can decide to come and talk to the person and be like, can you help me with my phone? I make a call. With your phone, I make a call. So it's all about the decisions. And so that's how Cheza Cheza came to be. We wanted like to provide these kids with the skills that could help them make like wise decisions, skills that they could be innovative, creative, create something out of themselves, and most important, like build that place of belonging. Because while growing up, me personally, I was looking so much on how like a place where I could say now I belong in this place, and where I felt like I was every time welcomed. And that's what also Cheza Cheza is creating, where these kids could feel like they belong somewhere. And somewhere is like someone is like really thinking of you and for the best of you. So Cheza Cheza is increasing access of life skills education and social emotional learning through dance, because the only thing that we had was dance. And that was our power, and so we are using that power. We say it's supernatural power. It's like our superpower that we are having. So that's why we are using dance to get to these kids and to help them realize their full potential.
Wow. I think there's somewhere I read or I heard, I think last week, and they were just talking about the power of dance and being able to express yourself, release emotion, and everything like that. For me personally, even from back then, I can't dance for any, I can't dance to save my life. But
Tupac tried to dance.
He tried.
I tried. And every time I'm there, you keep on asking me to dance, but I always find a way to escape. So how long ago did Cheza Cheza start?
Cheza Cheza started in 2018.
It's when we registered. But before that, even we were doing like dances with the kids. But now like getting it like officially with the government structures. Also like getting the structures and the system and the trainings. We started in 2018 December.
Wait, you said something about government. So that means you're registered as a private company or as a partnership or as a what? Or what's just the connection with the government?
So we are registered as a limited by guarantee. Which allows us to work as a non-profit, and also we can do business. To keep ourselves
to keep the thing running.
Yes.
Basically that makes sense. tell us what has since you started, what has Cheza Cheza accomplished?
Yeah, Collins, you want to start with that one?
What Cheza Cheza has accomplished, first I'll give with my own example.
Yes.
Because I like giving my own
Personal
examples from the
yeah.
place I've been. So when I was growing up,
Yeah.
there was this thing like low confidence, low self-esteem. Even for me myself,
Yeah.
it's something I've trained, and low confidence. So we're asking ourselves, like, so many kids in Kibera, in the slums, they're having like this low self-esteem, not believing in them. This confidence is low. So what I can say first, our first accomplish is these kids are really knowing themselves, like learning this life skills, self-awareness. If you go to Kibera now, in the Cheza Cheza kids, most of them are really, really, really equipped to the life skills. They can make decision making. They have the empathy in them. Most of them are like, they want to share things, which for me, I never knew how to share with my neighbors or how to do it. So then the support people are giving us, like people are just donating things to us, like the space now we have, that's accomplishment to us. It was a dream to us,
To have
having
a
a
space.
place,
Yeah.
having a space for us, doing our things, office there, kids coming, reading, books are there, like the typewriters are there, everything is there. So that's the first accomplishment we had. Franco, you have any other accomplishment?
Yeah, I think
there
we
are
have
more.
a couple of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are
I'll
more.
start with the team. So basically, our team has grown. We started teaching kids while we were 2. Now we have a team of 9 going to 10.
Wow.
Which is super, super amazing. And all of them are like youths, because that's our thing also. Like we want to create like
To reach
employment
more youths.
for the youths who are in the informal settlements. Then I'll go again to the kids. We started with like 12 kids. Now we have over 250 kids. Cheza Cheza that are getting these like life skills. We started without schools, and it's amazing to see like schools are believing in us, and they're seeing like what we are doing and making sense. And now we have like 6 schools that we're working with, like partnership with schools, and that's an additional for other kids as well. Then again, as he has mentioned, we have like our center now, which was like a dream. We are still working on it.
Yeah.
Things are getting on well, and that's another like accomplishment.
Yeah.
On our side, we've been able to get out there. I can't go without saying that, because like we are even like finding it more personal as people are believing in us,
Yeah.
and trusting us on what we are doing, and people are really supporting us without us giving them anything, and that's love to us, and that's what it's keeping us going. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that they're supporting you guys without you guys giving them anything. I think you're giving them a lot. What you fail to understand is you might not give it to them directly, but one way or another, you're giving to someone, which as a whole thing, it has an effect.
Yeah.
As the world goes round, each of us has a part to play, and it always leads back to over here. So you don't need to say that maybe you're not giving them directly, but you're definitely having an impact in someone's life. And you remember even like when you shared with me your story the first time at the camp, I told you that you've changed, just from the little that you spoke, you motivated me. You told me, get off your ass and start working hard. There's a lot that you can do, and that's amazing to hear. Wow. 250 kids, that's a lot.
Like you see, like nowadays I'm really surprised, because the way I've said, there was a day we were like 10 years back, whatever, 5 years back, I was just working in the neighborhood. Most of the parents or most of the people, because of my brother, whatever he had, most of the people never believed in me, because they saw my brother in me, but it was wrong. When we started this Cheza Cheza, now I saw like people are starting to believe in me. When I walk in the community, people are calling me Koliche. Like most of the kids are following up. When you go, people are knowing you. See, it's such a accomplishment, like seeing, even without giving someone money, but you have something in you can share something, like the talent I have. I can share my thoughts with someone else. You see, it's such a youth thing.
Even your story right now
Even
has really touched me. It's really given me a different perspective, and it's given me something to learn from. And I remember, when was it? The last time we came there, I could see how much respect your community has, for you guys, Like I could see the lady saying, no, tell them just to park here. No, tell them not here. Tell them, oh, we've angaliaed everything here. You could just feel, like you could just feel that presence of support from the community, of love, of, pure intentions from the community. And I guess it's also because the people within the community understand that it's not just a parent that raises a child, or it's it's also the whole community, that raises a child. So is there any other founders in Cheza Cheza?
Yes.
We have a beautiful team.
Yes.
So we have another co-founder called Cheryl Drupas.
Cheryl.
She's a citizen of Netherlands, but we met. Then again, interesting part is like she has a bachelor in education. So with that, like we are helping one another on how to make our curriculum right, make it more appropriable, like even like we tailor-made our curriculum. So that's an amazing part. But again, we have an amazing team of beautiful dance educators, wonderful dance educators.
How did you meet your co-founder?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we before Cheza Cheza we had like a team, a dance crew.
Just a dance crew.
So at that time, I think
those guys who are champion. That was that show for KTN.
We went like to every show.
There was one famous one. What's it called?
Katika.
Yeah, there was Katika. Then there was another. The one, those guys there's even
from Citizen.
There's even some guys who have moved to Norway and have a song. They started a group,
the Matata guys.
FBI guys.
So we were kind of that like dance crew. So like it came to a point where we were like somehow famous. To the TV guys, not like everyone. Because we were doing amazing job, and they thought like we could be amazing like entertaining guys in TV. So we were going for like so many TV interviews, like doing our dance. So in those kind of things, that's when we met like my co-founder Cheryl. She came in with another crew called Kenya Dance Empire.
Them, big up.
Big up Kenya Dance Empire, by the way. So we were waiting for the news to wind up. Then we do the show. So we decided to go and sit outside like on a balcony. So while we were chilling up, I don't know how everyone went back. Then me and Cheryl, we remained behind. So we started talking and what like she was doing. She was a researcher or something. Then I was like, oh, we are dancers. We deal with kids in Kibera. This is what we do. Look at the videos and everything. And she was amazed at that. Then took like 5 months without us talking.
Contact.
Then on a Friday, she was like calling me. Then she's like, are you still with the kids? Then I was like, of course, I'm always with the kids. Then the next Saturday she came in, and that's how we started our journey. So she saw the class, then she was like, do you understand what you're doing? I was like, yes, we are having the kids, keeping them safe. And
we are
she was
dancing.
like, there is something more of it that you don't see. Then we had a meeting, sat down, and we talked on how we could come up with a curriculum and everything, and that's how it all happened.
What about the name? How did you come up with the name?
Cheza Cheza.
First of all, from your logo is very beautiful.
Super professional.
I wish you were wearing it. But don't worry. We'll put it on the video so they can see.
No worries.
Yeah, but how did you come up with the name?
It's interesting. How did you come up with the name?
How we came up with the name is, we deal with kids.
Yeah.
We deal with kids. So
you did something fun.
So there's a day Cheryl came and asked, guys, how can we call like people, kids playing? You remember that?
Yeah, I remember now.
You want to continue?
You can continue.
So she came and asked, like, how can we say like kids playing? You understand? And we sat and thought, Cheza Cheza, Cheza Cheza, kids playing, Cheza Cheza, Cheza Cheza. Though it wasn't that clear, it wasn't like Cheza Cheza. It was like, ideas. So we came to Cheza Cheza, and that's how it
I think
came.
we even started with like, let's call ourselves Cheza. I can't remember
like,
the other one, but
yeah.
it was like kids play, like, so it was like Cheza, then something.
Yeah.
Then it was like,
Right,
we think
yeah.
that's too hard.
Yeah.
Then it was like, what if
Playful.
it's kids just playful?
Yeah.
So like Cheza, like play. So Cheza, then in English it made sense. Like not saying like, in Swahili it made sense,
It
not in
made sense,
English.
yeah.
So in English it was like play, then you're like, no, we are not going with that. Then in Swahili it's like Cheza.
Cheza.
Then like that was the vibe.
Yeah.
Then that's how we came up with the name.
And the logo, you asked about the logo.
Yeah.
The logo is all the way from
Still the Netherlands. Actually,
The Netherlands,
what we did with the logo was we told the guy
Yeah.
it was a donation as well. Thank you so much, our guy.
yes.
So we wanted something that's fun,
Yeah.
African. So that's our thing, because we do like Afro and we are much more into Africa. We believe in Africa because we are also Africans.
We have the
So we wanted
potential.
something that's African at the same time, childish and playful.
Yeah.
So the guy played with all those things together. So it was like colorful African things somewhere and childish, and that's how we came up with the logo.
It's a very, very, very nice logo.
Yeah.
For the people who are listening to this, what the future plans for Cheza Cheza? You never know who's listening here that could support you. So you've told us about what you've accomplished. Now, what are the future plans, or at least what are 2 or 3 future plans for Cheza Cheza that maybe you'd like to accomplish within, not even long term, like within the next 1 or 2 years? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd start with making ourselves like sustainable.
Yeah.
So that's what we are currently like our minds is in at the moment, and so we want to get to more partnership with schools.
Yeah.
If we get into partnerships with schools, then it means we can support ourselves like internally without depending on donors.
Yeah.
So if you know a school out there, or if you are a school watching this, check out Cheza Cheza. And we are supposed to be in your school, by the way, because kids needs to understand, like, to realize their full potential. And we have all the capabilities at Cheza Cheza to make them realize their full potential through dance. So if you are a school, please get on board with us. Another goal for us is making sure our center is looking great and like could include everyone, every child. If you are able differently, if you are normal, so to say so. But that's what we are looking at in the moment. So much at the future, we're looking to build like a big school, and we'll build it, an international one.
I totally believe in you.
Yes.
Amen. That will be giving
we're
quality.
here to support you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you always for supporting. Mother, you are our number one supporter, man.
Thank you so much.
A school that will like give quality education to the kids who cannot afford it.
Yeah.
Because we believe to take Africa in the ditch that you are in right now, it's all like mentally and getting the right education and getting our minds strong. So that's our so much future goal.
Then maybe another future goal is having many centers.
Yeah.
Having many centers. Apart from Kibera, we go to Madare, we go to Mkuru kwa Jenga, we go to Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa. Just having these kids learning life skills and social emotional learning.
Yeah.
Then reaching to as many kids as possible and the youths.
Yeah.
At least for them to know and have their mind and make responsible life choices.
Good. One thing I've noticed is you guys, you keep saying kids, so I'd want you guys, just for the audience, to clarify the age group of the people you attract. So you never know, maybe there's someone out here listening that would want to come for a session and everything. Then also, do you guys offer sessions for like other people? Like maybe today you're teaching self-awareness. So maybe you can explain more a bit about that.
So when we mean with kids, we start Cheza Cheza starts with the ECD. You understand the ECD, the pre-unit, the nursery, from age 4 to 7, 8, there 9.
Yeah,
that's the ECD. Then we have our seniors. We have our seniors from age 9 to 17, 18. There. So that's how we deal. And if you want us, we have our curriculum, which is divided into knowing and appreciating yourself, knowing and appreciating others, effective decision making. So if we say today we're having self-awareness, we have our curriculum, like the structure of running the class. We'll just start with the circle of trust, at least for you guys to understand yourself and have the trust in you. You say how your week has been, express yourself. We have the choreography part. We have the breathing exercise. We call it the breathing therapy for us, because we understand it's better for someone to relax themselves. Yeah, you have to relax yourself first in order to do something. Franco, you have any other?
Yeah, I think on something that you asked on if we are dealing with others, then I think it's something I forgot on our goals, or that we are reaching out right now. And this can happen even maybe in the next 3 months. So what we are doing is we've interacted with different people, even coming, not people from Kibera as well. And what we've noticed is, yes, kids in Kibera are going through challenges, but again, every child, everyone is going through challenges.
I think everyone's going through something. It's just maybe tailored different.
Exactly. So that's what we've discovered after interacting with different people. And so what we are doing is we are looking for partners who we people who have spaces in Kilimani, in Kileleshwa, in Lavington, and we open our classes there for the kids who are ranging from 9 years up to 17, 18 years, so that we could do our dance and life skills and social emotional learning also in Kileleshwa, Lavington, Kilimani. So that's on the process now. So we are looking for those partners. If we can get them, if you are there, you have a space in the named, not necessarily those parts, but if you have a space you think you need these classes as well, and for us to get to as many children we can get to, that will be amazing.
I think what you guys are doing is crazy, because if I look at it, one of the things that over the past few years that has really grown within society is mental health. So I'm when you're telling me self-awareness, when you're telling me breathing, those are kind of things that help in tackle mental health issues. Because for me, I certainly believe mental health starts when you start straying away from who you really are as a person. It's it's like society trying to tell you to come back to who you are. So I think that's important. What I wanted to ask you was there's a story you shared with me actually, just about back when we were at the camp, and I think it was powerful enough, and I'd like you to share it with the people listening, just so they know the power of where you've come from, and to just show people it's not where you come from, it's where you're going.
Exactly.
It's not where you're born, it's what you see. It's not who it's who you can be. So I think I'd love you to share that with if you don't mind though.
No worries. I think Collins shared his part.
He shared. He really
so on my part also, it's always like an emotional journey as well. Because it came to a point where I didn't know my life will be on a certain point. Growing up, I knew I'll go to school. After school, then be a lawyer. I wanted to be a pilot. Then everything, it's lined up. Go to uni and everything and finish. Then money comes in. But that wasn't the case for me. Growing up, I loved dance so much that it came to a point where me and Dad, we were not getting along. It came to a point where the whole family was against me because of dance. My dad believed dance is for drug users, for prostitutes, and lots of things which I didn't understand. So it came to a point where he decided to tell me to stop dancing. I tried stopping dance, but I couldn't not. So it's something that was in me then.
Stoppable.
Yeah, it was unstoppable. So even something I tell people that nowadays looks funny, but that day it wasn't funny. It was I asked my dad, you want me to stop dance? I'm not finding a way of stopping it. So do you have a medicine you think I can take? Then I stop dancing or something. Then he thought you are how do we say it? You are tough-headed or something, or so you don't have obedience and everything. So in this journey, there's this day after him telling me not to dance, I still went to dance in church. Then while in church is when I got a call from the pastor. So in Kibera we have like house, then we call it amtaro.
Yeah.
So it's like a sewer line or something. So my clothes were there and everything was outside. Then getting into the house, my bed was broken, and you can imagine your neighbor telling you, your dad said, you don't come back here. If you come back, then he'll kill you. Then my dad is that person who's like super tempered, high tempered. So when he says that, if you're not careful, he might do whatever he was saying. So since that day, he told me not to come back to the house. Tried talking to him. It was like, by the way, you are no longer my son. You're doing this and all those. So at that moment, I felt like I was alone in the world. I felt like nobody cares, by the way. The church that I felt like will come to my rescue, they did not. They were like, you could have listened to your dad. I was really trying so much for people to understand me, but nobody was understanding. I was just looking for that one person who could understand my point of view. Like, I'm trying to stop, yes, but it's not working. I'm really trying. So my dad was like, you'll not be anything with this dance. And from today, it was things to do with curses and everything. But it's something I decided not to keep on in my mind. Like even him telling me I'm not his son and everything. I'm a disgrace and lots of things anyways. So from that day, he chased me from the house. And that's when started living alone, went to live with Collins. So now you see how our friendship is a vice versa.
Grew, yeah.
So he was like having a house. The brother left him the house.
Yeah.
So that's where I went with my clothes and everything. And after that, again, another bombshell happened. Because lots of was happening.
Yeah.
Chased out of school again.
Wow.
So you are not in correct term with your parents, school, church, and those were the only places I had, like, I could say this way I could get help. So the church was like, no, that's not the way and everything. So you see your dad has chased you out from home. So it's like, even you can't listen to me. Then at school, it's like, no, everything also to do again, even with maths. So it was lots of things. You come back again at home, my dad not believing in me, I'm out of home. So it gave me a chance now to come back and decide what should I do with my life. Should I kill myself? Should I continue with life? I even came to a point where I was like, by the way, I don't have a future.
Yeah.
Because I could not see it. You see, you get to a point where you cannot just see like what's in front. Because if it's like parents who could support you, they're not there. If it's people you believed in that could support you, they're not there. If it's school that you say, now I'll go to school, then finish school, then I go to it, it's not there. Then there's no that person. So to me, it was like, okay, you know what? This is the end of it. And I don't know how to come out of it. At some point, very little of it, I thought of maybe dying might be a solution, but I was like, that's not me. And that's not what I want. And my future, I'd say what has kept me going is what I need in future. Because as a little child, what I always wanted was driving. I want one day for me to be driving a car. And that day, by the way, when everything was dark, that's the thing that kept me going. I want to get to that day before dying, me having my own car, my own house.
Yeah.
And that vision has kept me like going ever since. And also I found like Collins, someone who could like understand me, someone who was not judging me.
Yeah.
Because at the point, I felt like everyone was judging. Nobody wants to hear your side. And with him, if it were not for him, I don't know if today I'll be here, because I felt he wasn't judging.
Yeah, he listened to you.
Yeah, he listened to me and he was like, okay, let's do this. You come, we sleep, tomorrow we'll know what will happen.
That's friendship, man.
That's true friendship.
Yeah. So if I found the next person like him also judging me, probably I would, even the vision of me having a car would have stopped, because I would be like, then who really cares? Then I could have killed myself even. But I found him, he didn't judge. Come in, we stay, then tomorrow we see. Then again, that's where dance comes in. Yeah. So the only thing I had at the moment, at that time, was dance. So I decided now, you know what, I'm going to concentrate everything I'm going to put in dance. And I've stuck with dance. Through dance, got back to school again. Even dance has helped us a lot, and it has kept us going. And together we always like have those visions, those dreams that we still want to get to. And still I want to drive. I want to have that beautiful house. And yeah.
I wanted to ask you, when all this was happening, how old were you?
I think it was like 13 or 14.
14, 15.
13, 14 there.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's basically like you're going to class 8, around there, yeah?
It was after class 8.
After class 8.
Yes, after class 8, yeah.
Class 8.
That's
Yeah, it was after finishing class 8, yes.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah.
And for you, you've shown us you stuck with dance. Nights have been maybe 10 or so years, because you're saying from 14. And tell us some of the countries you've gone to because of dance.
Oh, wow.
Probably even if you stayed in school, you'd have never visited those countries.
It's true.
It's true, yeah?
That's true.
Yeah, if you stayed in school and you listened to what they wanted you to do, And you see, that's what I was telling you about people and their stories. And that's why I was like, your stories is one of the most inspirational stories, I have come across, especially of when the world tells you this is how things should be, but you dictate that this is how things should be for me. A lot of us actually, we go to school, we get but we never realize, what life is. In fact, I even think I wrote that on Twitter last week. Let me just look for it quickly. Yeah, I don't know. Me, I usually have weird things that come into my head, yeah. But anyways, this is what I wrote, yeah. The journey inwards is one of the hardest and longest journeys. However, one must take it in order to discover their true self.
So strong.
So basically what I understood from this, or basically when I was writing it, what came to me was, sometimes we leave this thing that society has dictated, that we never even get to know who we are.
True.
I think more than 80% of the people die without knowing who they are.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
And you see, for you, that's why I told you your story is powerful, because, and you as well, you can stand here and say, I know who Franco is.
Yeah.
I know who Collins is. For me, I still say, I don't know who I am, to be honest.
We're in the journey.
Yeah, in the journey. Yeah, bado niko journey. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So I think, this has happened.
Yeah.
Through dance, like lots have been happening. Like we've met amazing people. Like you get to a meeting, then you be like,
am I
so
supposed
this
to
the
be
guy.
here?
So okay, this is really happening. Through dance, I've managed like to get into a plane. The first one in the family. The one who my dad like it will never
big
happen.
Big flex.
It was fun, manze. Then I was even telling my mom, you know what? I'm the one who's like breaking these curses in the family. Like you see, got into a plane. Nobody in my family has ever got into a plane. Went to Ghana like for the first time. Then it was really, really amazing. Like meeting big people, even from Kenya. Then they're like super amazed at seeing me on the stage. Like people even with like Naomi. How do we call her? Naomi
Campbell. Yes.
Being my audience, dancing, like being my student. That was amazing.
Masai Ujiri.
Like Masai Ujiri, the guy, having people like from ALU. It was really, really amazing. Our guy from Equity Bank, James Mwangi, we met in Ghana. Then he was like, oh, so you come from Kibera? Then I was like, yes. It was really amazing.
Yeah.
And they give out that respect because of my art. Because they were my student at that time. It was like a conference.
Yeah.
Then I was teaching them dance, how to be creative with dance, how to be a leader through dance and everything. And it was really, really amazing. If we were not for dance, then that could have never happened. After COVID, we were looking for so many things to happen. We are having like a partnership in South Africa that after COVID, we were supposed to go there. Was even with Africa, yes, we were supposed to go like to South Korea. And then things happened anyway, but things will open up. USA, we are coming soon. That's really amazing as well. Working with Broadway's, it's a beautiful dance company in the US that we are also like trying to like get into partnership and all those.
No, and for sure you get it. You've come a long way, and you're only going further.
Amen.
I think as we come to the end of this conversation, I think we've had a very good conversation. If there's anything left, we can always have another one.
Yeah.
And I
Another
look
one.
forward to having you guys again. And I'll start with you, Colin. So usually before my guests leave, I ask them this: what's advice you'd give a younger you and an older you? So you can start with a younger you first, then the older you.
A younger me.
Yes. What advice would you give a younger you?
Have the confidence in me and have the integrity in me.
Yeah.
The older me is keep pushing. Nothing is impossible. Sky is not even the limit, because some people are even going to the Mars.
Yeah.
Everywhere. So sky is not even the limit. That's what I can encourage myself with, and anyone who is listening.
Okay. What about you, Franco?
Wow. Younger me. I think I'll give myself the advice that I gave myself back then.
Yeah.
And it was like, we have a God who cares for us.
Yeah.
In everything, we have that God who's there for us, and always for our best interest. And that has kept me like going. And that has been my belief up to now. And I still believe we have that God. My older me, oh my God, relax, have fun, be responsible.
Franco, you're responsible.
Yeah, responsible.
I think
So
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah.
So
And touch a soul, by the way.
thank you so much for taking your time to come and be on the Just to Kick It Is a Blessing podcast.
Thanks, man.
For those of you at home, I hope you've learnt a thing or two. Remember that this podcast is brought to you by The Healthy Hub. And thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and see you next week. Bye.
See ya.
See you.